Hi there everybody, welcome to my channel, Trinergy Awakens Naturally. My name is Kate and this is the follow-on video to another one I started a few minutes ago about my confessional. I'm not so much of a closet Aspergers-y person or a closet autistic. I'm out here, I'm bold, and I'm proud, I'm loud at a minimum, whether I'm proud or not. I'm loud and weird and, deserve my spot, thanks. And this is the follow-on video number 2, because I'm breaking them down into smaller chunks. I'm learning how to do, life with other people better, because I can be intense. I can be very, in your face, and I don't have a problem with eye contact. I'm not one of them that has, those clinical signs. As we're redefining what Asperger's, it's no longer its own diagnosis anymore. However, I'm happy to let people, if that's what gets you in the door to understand me more, good. Label right there, and then throw that label maker away, please, because I'll be my own expression of divinity. And if it helps you understand me, that's awesome. However, it's all just labeled autistic spectrum at this point in time in the DSM, that it gets revised about every 12 years or something. I don't know, it takes forever for them to figure out what these new unraveling diagnoses are. And so when I was first diagnosed about 18 years ago, it was labeled Asperger's and promptly re-diagnosed something else, and then put on a whole bunch of meds and bounced around in psychiatry and labeled and redefined, and it was ugly. So let's get past that point and just get to my divorce. A few years ago, I started the process of going through a divorce that ended up divorcing me and everything from my former life. That was really actually very good, because it left me to figure out my own hood. What's good in my hood, man? What am I all about? And what I'm not about, let me shout that out. So this is the companion to another video, and I mentioned, hey, let's talk about Elon Musk, because that's really what this video is about, is that I myself have Asperger's, autistic spectrum disorder. Whichever way you swing with that, I could care less. I just want people to feel free to label me if it helps get you in the door to understanding. I don't need some special treatment or handling. I don't need MK Ultra to show up and, that just ticks me right the hell off. So please don't back off if that's what you're going to want to do. Please don't boo-boo, just go on and move it on, because we're not going to be talking for very long anymore. That I don't need a handler. I just need to be understanding me and my frequency in order to stay in my divinity, and know that it's awkward. I don't feel so awkward myself. However, other people do, and that's always confused me. And what's your problem there, boo-boo? Why don't you just say what's the obvious? Just get real truthful about stuff. What are you waiting for? And I don't know what all that is. I don't care. I just know that after a kind of weird day of feeling kind of up and down and, whatever, that I was praying, I was in my meditative state, my lucid dreaming, whatever you call all that business, that's your business. My business, I call that divinity, and started saying, look, I feel sad, I feel grief, I feel sad, and I feel mad. So what do I do with all that? And I started doing my self-soothing things that, fortunately, I live alone. That's a product of thanks. I'm divorced now. That was very ugly, and however, I'm here now to be able to read about Elon Musk today, that apparently, whatever day it is in May, it might be the 10th or something like that, I'm not really sure, 2021, it's the day after Mother's Day, whatever day that is, darkfish, that I was reading after I rocked and I started walking around and I started watching my show for the 50th time, today, and just going, what can I do? I need to keep finding my way. This isn't working. This isn't doing it. And we do not know, I settled right on down, because I found an article about how Elon Musk, who is the commander of SpaceX, thanks, brilliant man, and probably, if he's not the wealthiest man on the planet, he's probably up there in one of the top few. I don't really know, and this isn't a personal commentary on the dude. I do not know anything about him other than SpaceX and NASA. I'm all about Team Artemis and the crew member program that NASA has, and spacecraft going up to the International Space Station, and a Mars rover, and Dragon Falcon 9 rocket that is designed by SpaceX, and the Crew Dragon just took off from NASA not too long ago with Crew Dragon 2, and Crew Dragon 3, that's coming in October sometime, that will be going up there, and he's at the helm of SpaceX running all of that. He's the person that's in charge of Tesla too. I mean, a bunch of things. And again, I don't know the dude. We're not friends. We're not tight. I never met him, and I only had heard the name, and I don't know anything about him to complain or to offer praise, other than that he very openly admitted on Saturday Night Live, which got my attention immediately because I totally dorkfish hard as a kid when I was growing up. Watching Saturday Night Live, that was like the thing to do, and that was back in the day. I haven't watched it in years. However, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Jim Belushi, John Belushi, I mean, all these actors from a million years ago, that was what I grew up on. So when I happened to catch the article that said Elon Musk announces he has Aspergers, doesn't say admits he has Asperger's, that got my attention right there. With thank God the press is at least being nice. It was on BBC that I read it, an article from BBC, which I have no idea where the guy's from. I just know he appears to be living in America now. He's firing stuff off in Texas, holy cow, So I'm assuming that he lives in the United States, don't really know. However, per the BBC News, he was on Saturday Night Live, so I hit the little dark video of, let's watch what old Elon has to say. I've never seen him in an interview, never, just read some quotes or whatever, and as I said, I'm totally nerding out about Team Artemis and NASA, SpaceX, and, Crew Dragon and Falcon 9, reusable stuff, renewable resource. He's all about that, and I'm not making a commentary beyond that, because I don't know anything about him and his personality and what his insides are all about. I'm just saying that I'm pretty literal because I have Aspergers and I take people for their word, and then I don't know him intimately to be able to judge him one way or another. I can read what I read, literally, and then as an empath, an intuitive, and an energy healer and an energy feeler, I can then get my energetic read on it. However, that's kind of hard to do when I'm just reading, so I'd never had any reason to look him up and interview or anything like that. However, he was on Saturday Night Live, and I thought, okay, dude's sending stuff to Mars and to the ISS and stuff like that. This man I gotta know something about, and get a feel for what he is, and clicked on the link, and this just made me laugh so bad because he says he announced that he's the first person to ever host Saturday Night Live that's willing to admit it, that has Asperger's. And actually, there's some debate about that because apparently Dan Aykroyd was diagnosed in the 80s, and he, of course, was a biggie from Saturday Night Live. And who really cares? Because bottom line is that it's 2021, and Elon Musk is saying, yeah, I have Asperger's, and he's one of the wealthiest people on the planet. I feel pretty confident. I don't know where he resides on his wealth, factor. However, I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have to worry about his parking meter issue or anything like that. But anyway, he's a bit of a nerd. He's a little bit awkward, et cetera, et cetera. And I didn't watch the whole thing. Honestly, I just watched his opening monologue. And he says, to anyone I've offended, I just wanted to say I reinvented electric cars, and I'm sending people to Mars on a rocket ship. Did you think I was also going to be a chill, normal dude? And that just rocked me solid. He also had his mom on there. Before that, he said, sometimes, he says, I'm happy to be hosting Saturday Night Live. And forgive me, I'm dorking out because I want to make sure that I'm quoting him correctly. He says, sometimes, after he says, I'm so happy to be hosting Saturday Night Live, he said, sometimes after I say something, I have to say, I mean that, so that people really know that I mean it. That's because I don't know always. Oh my God, I can't read that. I don't always have intonational variation in how I speak. Sorry, I can't read that. It's too dark in the room, and yeah, the heck with that. He's basically that I have to say I mean that, because he said, I'm happy to be hosting Saturday Night Live. I mean that. And he went on to say, I have to say that sometimes to know that I really do mean that, because there's not much intonational variation, and apparently that's great for humor. And that just made me laugh too, because I can sound very robotic. I can sound very just kind of not anything, and I can also be all over the place. I'm a classically trained singer, and I can do inflection, intonation. I've got pedagogy, right down to a microscience in music and in vocal intonation and pedagogy and singing. However, when I'm speaking sometimes, I can sound like a robot. I can be in that paramedic mode of, just working a scene, and it's do, and it can get very unfeeling looking or unkind looking or insincere looking, especially if the words that I'm saying don't seem to marry up with what the normal sound would be. And neurodiversity is screaming for all of us to see that we're all different, first of all, and those of us that are already kind of different from the normal, we're all different individual people, all however many billions of us there are, 8.5 billion, we're all different. However, people with neurodiversity, as it's unfolding itself to me anyway, I find that people are looking at me with, and I think, what is your problem that you're not getting this? Because my mouth is saying it. And I can't tell you how many times in the last 2 years that I've had people say, well, you're being inconsistent. And I think, are you an idiot? What are you getting? And so that's on me, obviously, because if I'm communicating and the person that I'm communicating with is saying back to me, doesn't matter how much I think I can read or see, and what I'm communicating to thee, if the thee is sending it back to me of, this is a dead equation, lady, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I can have great intonational variation or none. That's just kind of the way things go, and ain't it fun? Because people can get confused all day long trying to talk to me, and once I get confused within me, oh, that's going to hell right in a handbasket, and, double down hard on how fast it goes, too. Launch that rocket right off the pad and go, whoosh, and explode it a million times and be had, because I don't understand. And when I start getting into that judgment of myself of, then it goes really, really bad. So anyhow, the next thing, I want to make sure I keep it under 15 minutes. He had his mom on there, right? And he asks her, first of all, his mom, he says, her name is May, like May, the month of May, except with an E at the end. And, that's a dorkfish thing that I totally would go and say. And most people are like, I don't care. Why is this person, why are they telling me that? I don't care. Oh, I don't know. I'm just the receptacle for useless information. I can give you all kinds of deets on stuff that you'll never want to know. I mean, half the time I don't want to know, but I'm going to make sure that, I'll tell you all about it. I may not know that you're trying to run from the building, like get away from me. However, he says, one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, what were you like as a child? And he's got his mom standing right there, May with an E. And he says, I'm pretty much the same as I am now, except a smaller version of me. And that was something I said in a video a long time ago. I think it's since been pulled down, that particular video. That I'm pretty much the same person that I was when I was a kid, and just a smaller version then than I am now. However, it's that same, I'm more intelligent, I guess. I mean, I'm more academically schooled up, I suppose. I know history better, and math still sucks. And it isn't my intelligence that has anything to do with that. It's not a matter of my IQ or my emotional intelligence. My communication intelligence, that's going to be tripped up for a minute. Oh, my TV is asking me if I'm still invested in watching it. It's going to have to be quiet and stop distracting me. However, that just saying to me whenever he's like, yeah, I'm pretty much the same as I was when I was a kid. It's just a smaller version then, and not, what you see today. And I want to say that he's like 49-ish, and I'm getting ready to turn 53, so it was interesting to me that here's this dude that grew up at a time when autism really wasn't known. When I was a kid, it just wasn't I think they might have been breaking out into understanding ADD, perhaps. All I know is medicated me didn't start getting tinkered with until I was about 33. So wait for the next video, because I'm going to keep it under 15 minutes, by God. See you later. Bye, friend.